is that I think there's going to be another earthquake, and it's not going to be an earthquake for the Dems. They're going to feel the earthquake, but it's not going to be a Joe Biden earthquake. They can't even get 5 people to show up at a rally at Joe Biden's place, so it's going to be a Trump route.
Yeah, let me go to something I tweeted her earlier a little while ago here, man. Steve Bannon's come out, and he was on Maria's show on Fox, and he said the next 24 to 48 hours, Biden will be forced to defend something so depraved on national TV. Now, they're about to drop some stuff in the next 24 to 48 hours that's going to be such a bombshell that Biden will not have a chance to defend himself at the debate on Thursday. Now, here's my question. I said, I said, buckle up. This is going to be a hot one. Does he show up? Does he make it to the election? Does Trump run unopposed? Let's see what happens. I don't know. Does he show up to this debate? You know what I mean? Because this stuff that's coming out is so damning evidence right now between Giuliani, between Steve Bannon, and everything these guys are doing. We were told that first it was 1 computer, then it was 2.
3.
Now we got 3.
I got 3. Yep.
And some of the stuff that's on here, brother, is pretty bad.
Sick stuff, Mark. It is. Yeah.
It is some sick stuff, and basically this stuff on there with some people on there raping some Chinese kids, doing some nasty stuff to them, and apparently China's got a copy of this as well. So when this stuff comes out, the president came out. Then we talked about this last week. The president came out and said basically that Biden's disqualified from even running. Really.
Yes, he did.
So does Biden back out at the last minute, and do they replace him with a Clinton ticket, with a Michelle ticket? I don't know. Can they do that legally? I don't know if they can because the voting's already started.
They can't legally do it. I've already checked on that. There's no legal way to get out of it. They're stuck with Joe Biden.
So that means he's running pretty much unopposed at that
point. Pretty much. If he drops out, it's tough. They can't move Kamala up to the top spot, and that's the other thing people are scared about. That can't happen. That whole ticket becomes null and void. And they can try to stick somebody in there. They can say go right in somebody's name, but again, you're going to disenfranchise thousands. Director Mike said we've had 26 million people vote already, Mark. And I mean, that's not a lot in comparison to the population, but that's still a large number of people. So to change any kind of ticket at this point, you're disenfranchising 26 million votes. And I'm going to tell you something, the lawsuits would fly so high on that, it would never stand. Now, of course, being that we've got a liberal rhino and a wolf in sheep's clothing and a jackanapes, and I could use a few other terms, but this is the Tuesday night spiritual SmackDown show. John Roberts basically sided with the liberals in this Pennsylvania court and basically pushed back the ballot date 3 days, which I find unconstitutional. There's nothing constitutional he can base that decision on. These election dates, that's built into our Constitution.
Right.
That on the second Tuesday of November, every 4 years, we duly elect a president. That is set by our Constitution. Am I right? I'm pretty sure I'm right. So for him to tinker with that is very unconstitutional. It's unethical. It just gives plenty of room to let the Democrats cheat. But I want to go back to something you said, because I think, to answer your question, I think it's a 50-50 shot right now that he shows up. He's coming to Nashville. He'll be in my state Thursday night.
Him and 10 other people?
Huh?
Him and 10 other people?
Him and 10 other people. Yeah. Weekend at Joe's, holding up Joe. There won't be enough monitors Thursday night. Trust me. He will not have enough wires in him. My Christmas tree will be wired more than Joe Biden, or he'll be wired more than my Christmas tree than he's going to need Thursday night. I just think that I think his campaign is already, as we're talking right now, he's looking for an out. He's looking to find something to get out of this, because, Mark,
that's right.
This won't be the Podunk Collar USA, and I don't care who he's got debating or moderating this. They're not going to escape the wrath of Donald Trump, because Trump's already today. I love our president. I just love our president. Gets off the plane. I don't know where he was at. First words out of his mouth, the reporters were running to Trump with mics in their face, and Donald Trump, first words out of his mouth, he said, Joe Biden's a criminal, and so are all of you for not reporting it.
Boom. Did you catch that?
Yes.
He said, so are you. In other words, the mainstream media. Now, God told us how many years ago that he was going to clean out the mainstream media. But is that a sign that it has started? He said, so are you.
Exactly.
Which means you are guilty of crimes against basically humanity, if you want to call it that.
Without a doubt.
And so are they going to arrest some of these people? Is this what's going to clean out the news media right here? Because this is the beginning of it right there. To me, when he stuck his finger in their face and said that, that was the beginning.
Yeah, he stuck his finger in their face. And look, our president never says anything, never tweets anything. People think Donald Trump gets up and he's this wild, hear him, scare him kind of person. Folks, everything he says, everything he tweets, everything he does, everything he goes, anywhere he goes. When he makes a video, we talked about the 10-minute video he made about coming back from the COVID-19. 90% of that was just plain code, Mark. It was plain military code. Yep. I mean, he never does anything just to do it. I mean, he does it with meaning and there's a purpose. And that struck me as he's going after these people. And he took on the debate commission who refused his request to talk about foreign policy, and he called him out for it. And he said, look, he said, so unfair. And now what they're going to do is give Joe Biden and him this 2-minute safe zone time where neither one can interrupt the other one. Good luck on that.
And muting their mics, I guess.
Muting their mics.
Yeah.
But if I'm Trump, I don't need a mic. I just start talking anyway.
I'd take a bullhorn with me.
I would take a bullhorn with me.
I'd take a bullhorn with me. You turn the mic off, I'm going to keep right on talking.
But
I want to go back to something here because you talked about John Roberts and the court ruling here. I tweeted out, Justice John Roberts has been compromised, as we all know. At this point, he can no longer rule without being partisan and should step down. Between Judge Sullivan and Roberts shows you how corrupt our judicial system really is. It's amazing how corrupt these guys are. They have something on Roberts. Now, we don't know if it's the Roberts on the Epstein flight list. We don't know, which, by the way, they're fixing to release Ghislaine Maxwell's stuff.
Yep.
So don't know if there's some names fixed to come out on that or not. We'll find out. But the other thing was, as I tweeted out yesterday, I guess it was, I said, Joe Biden is finished. The election's already over. The enemy just doesn't know it. Donald Trump will serve his first term. This holiday season will be one of the greatest we have ever had. We will have a lot to be grateful and thankful for. Now, the election's over with at this point in the spirit. It has to manifest in the natural. It's our job to go out and vote. We have to bring it about, folks. We have to do our part.
Thank you, Mark.
Faith without works is dead. We have to vote. Now, I went by one of my polling place today, and there was a line down the block.
Mine too.
And I live in the middle of nowhere. And so I was happy to see it. You know what I mean? So, they're also saying that the polls are showing Florida's way ahead for Trump already in the early voting right now at this point.
Yeah. And I would say this about the polls, folks. These polls that have Biden up 7, 8, 9, 10 in the swing states, forget that. He can't get 20 people out to a rally. No. And you mentioned the excitement. Let me just do a house cleaning issue. Folks, please, no questions right now. We'll be taking your questions at the end of the show. And we love y'all out there tonight, but it's a distraction when you do that. Listen and stay on topic. We're not telling you not to talk. Stay on topic with us, but no questions until the end, please. All right, going back to the polls and going back to the enthusiasm level. I was hearing today, Mark, that people out in Hollywood, man, this is not conservative land USA. This is Hollywood, the land of pedophilia, the land of trafficking, the land of perversion, the land of God knows what else that goes on. Was told by two different people, separate people. One person very close to the situation out there. And they told me that there are so many actors and actresses that are secretly voting for Trump that they can't come out and say it because their careers would be destroyed.
Careers would be over with.
Yeah. John Voight's one of those people that he's going to get work no matter what. John Voight's so established, he don't need Hollywood. Right. Hollywood needs John Voight. Right. And John Voight ain't scared of it. I saw today Chris Pratt, who played in the Avenger movies, and he's also played in some other movies, the Jurassic movies. And he came out today, and they're so upset with him, they've been bombing him on Twitter because he refused to go to a party held by his castmates for Joe Biden. He said, I don't want to attend it. And all of a sudden, good for him, absolutely. So I think there's a earthquake underneath ground right now that, I'll say it again tonight, I've said it a million times, the only polls, folks, that matter is the one we take November the 3rd, 2020. Yep. And we got to take it on our side too. It's great that Trump's up, but we got to still act like he's behind. We got to vote like he's behind and make sure
like our lives depend on it, because it does.
It does, brother. It does.
It does. This is one of the most important elections of our lifetime, period. Not switching gears here for you, man.
Go ahead.
But I don't know if you saw the article where the admiral from the bin Laden raid endorses Joe Biden.
I did not see that, no.
Yep, and I said the fact that he's endorsing Biden should tell you what we are hearing about Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Biden having SEAL Team 6 assassinated is in fact true. He doesn't want justice or the truth to come out. Why would this man do that?
To hide the truth.
We've all learned now what they do, why they do it. This is the guy who was in charge of the raid. He obviously doesn't want something coming out that already tells me that this is truth that's coming out right here. That's verifiable. You know what I mean? That type thing. So there's a lot going on right now. We could just go right down the list, man. You know what I mean? So